joined today by Max Klymenko. Max, how are you?
Super well, pleasure.
Lovely to see you. So let me ask a suitably random question.
Yeah.
4 degrees.
Yeah.
How do you know enough was enough?
It's the weird thing
Yeah.
is that I don't like studying, and this whole time I couldn't wait to start working. It just happened so. So when I was a kid, I couldn't decide what to do between law and economics. I moved to the UK to do law, and then I got a government scholarship to do economics. It was like free in Ukraine. So basically, I just did it at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I was at Warwick Business School, where I went after selling tennis rackets, which was still one of my favorite jobs to do ever. Like, I actually love it. I think when I'm like 75, I'll just go back to selling tennis rackets. It's just so great.
In a shop or direct?
At Wimbledon.
At Wimbledon?
At Wimbledon.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It was like I had the whole like British experience.
You really did?
Yeah. And then I went to work for Accenture, which is a large corporate consultancy firm. And inequality was one of the big topics there. The topic that I was working on, wealth inequality, all that stuff. So I went to LSE to study inequalities, thinking to go back to Accenture after I'm done, and then I just didn't go back.
So do you are you the sort of person who likes to get all your facts and all your data information in your head before you go and do something? Is that how your head?
No, I'm very action oriented. So
okay.
I'm the kind of person who like. This is why I try to have people around me who are much more safe and like cautious, because I tend to like do and then think. Like for me, the distance between idea and action is very, very short, like too short.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't know. I just really enjoyed the university experience since law school. And I felt like I was learning so much. And I was like, once I finished studying, there's no way I'm going back. And then it was like serendipity of like I was working at Accenture. It made sense for my career, so I studied part time. So it's not like I'm not very academic. I was done by like 23. So.
Mate, well, it must be quite. There's 4 degrees. Must be very pretty.
Yeah, well, numbers wise, yeah.
Fair enough. Tell me where you are now. And you're kind of obviously an activist, Ukrainian activist. How do you kind of not how that come about? That's trite, but talk to me about where you are and what's going on.
In terms of career-wise, personal-wise,
are they not one to say?
So like a 1 minute summary.
Yeah, go for it.
While I was at Accenture, I realized that we acquired an advertising agency called Droga5, which is one of the greatest ad agencies of all time. And I went there for like an internship type thing, and I discovered that there is a career called advertising. And when I was in Ukraine, of course, as a kid, like I saw ads on TV of like pizza and like water and stuff like this, but I didn't really think that like actual humans like actually make them. I just thought that they just appear. And advertising at the time was not a big discussion career-wise in Ukraine. It's like law, economics, engineering, like make things, do things, to work on our economy. Like advertising was not a thing.
Yeah.
And then I just discovered it and just kind of fell in love with it. I was at Droga for a little bit, and then I had a thought that I think a lot of people have, like, if I were doing this by myself, I would do it better, we could get these clients.
Yes.
So just like, my neighbor took over and I just left and started my own creative agency called Klymenko.
Yes.
I've been running that for 3 years.
Okay.
So we work with like UN, Adobe, Google, all kinds of companies on mostly social impact related projects. And to kind of also to prove that I can do social media, I started making some videos.
Yes.
And that also kind of resulted from me seeing what my teenage sister at the time, was watching on TikTok.
Okay.
And I was like, this is just garbage. Like this is actual garbage.
You can get away with saying that. I couldn't say that.
No, as in the content at the time.
At the time.
In my sister's feed.
Correct.
It's completely anonymized. And I just thought, like, I will create something kind of with her in mind,
right?
But also just kind of other people. And she told me that I couldn't do it because it was too boring and too old to do it. So it's like a sibling kind of like rivalry thing.
Worst type of rivalry.
Yeah. Cool. And now, like 5 million followers later, 3 billion views, all that stuff.
I was going to ask about this. Kind of, has the responsibility for yourself changed in terms of you now, in terms of your social media activity? Like, has it kind of? Do you feel more pressure when you are posting, or have you still got that saying that I'm just proving my sister wrong? Right?
No, I don't really feel pressure. I think it depends on like I've tried really hard not to box myself into a niche.
Okay.
So it's like I run a business that is small, but it's still substantial. But I don't really want to be talking about my business as much as like very B2B. So like in the early days I did, but then I just stopped. So like I started talking about books, then I was talking about my cat, then I was talking about my office, then I was like doing videos about like stuff around marketing and things, then about business, then about psychology. Now a lot of it is about like social issues. Just went to Mexico, so made a video about water scarcity. Like made a video about how not being able to express yourself in native language is one of the greatest causes of emergency room mortality rates in the UK, for example. So we're working on a solution called Say Your Pain. Like, I just feel that I can just make content about anything. I think now it's more like an expectation that it's good. Like, whatever people watch, I don't want them to waste time.
And is that just a gut thing?
It's a gut thing. I have a team that also helps me like figure out what's good and what's not. And I think there was this comment once that I got from someone in the audience and it was something along the lines of, Max, usually I really like your videos and they really brighten up my day and make me learn new stuff. But in this one, I can see that you're not totally in it. You haven't done your research properly and you just half-assed it. A waste of time.
And did you know that deep down?
For me, it's like,
did you know that?
Yes, I knew exactly when I was posting.
Oh,
because
really?
the thing is, for me, everything that gets made, unless there are technical difficulties, gets posted in some form.
Right.
Because I've had situations when like videos I didn't think anything of would actually have really good impact videos that I thought were like Steven Spielberg level, just didn't get any attention. So it's like, I just try to just post and not think about it too much.
Right. And in terms of kind of the reactions and how kind of your personal, it's you. Mm-hmm. So how affected are you by the reactions and what happens off that?
Not super. You know, when I just started making videos, I remember I had 8 subscribers on YouTube. I was making videos for a year, and like 4 of those subscribers was my grandma logging in from like different accounts.
I'm very impressed.
So yeah, she was like the number 1 follower, and yeah, and I remember the first time I got a comment from a stranger, kind of 6 months into my journey, and he just said, "Boring." That's it.
And how was it?
I was just so happy that someone called me. Like, someone watched it. Like someone I don't know watched the video. Like I told everyone, like, guys, someone. They're like, what did they say? I'm like, it doesn't matter what they said. So yeah, I don't know. I think now it's just more a matter of like, just not putting too much pressure on yourself and also evolving, because I think it's like something that gets you from A to B will not necessarily get you from B to C. You know, so it's also for me like keeping it interesting. After 4,000 videos, like there must be some things I'm bored of, and like for my audience, it's also like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm bored with this. So like we move it on.
And have you? I suppose my last question, so I don't want to take up too much time. But are there subjects where you're like, actually, I don't feel this is right to talk about, or anything like that?
You know, I talked to someone about this recently. Actually, I think the war in Ukraine has been going on for 9 years. Yeah. The full-scale invasion for a year and a half. So, of course, I'm talking about that a lot. And that involves other topics around politics that, if you look at it at face value, might not seem like they have something to do with Ukraine, but they do. Like elections in France, elections in the US. And yeah, I just like, I don't think, I try to stay away from things I don't understand,
right.
But also I'm not pretending to be an expert on them.
Right.
Like if I, like I don't know, you guys can cut it out, but like if I suggest to my French audience to look into Marine Le Pen, her being financed by Putin and just being overall racist, I'm just saying, like, just look, guys, these are the facts. I know this to be true because I've researched it. I'm not saying that I'm an expert in French politics, but look, like she seems kind of not great.
Yeah.
Isn't true. You know, that's it.
Are you ever? I suppose the question of that is, are you ever scared that you could say something controversial which could have an ramification?
Maybe, but I mean, I don't think I ever think of saying something. I don't really fuel my growth on controversy because I feel like it just brings the wrong audience.
Right.
Just people who want to fight and like, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of like, for example, with the war in Ukraine and the Russian invasion, it's not controversial.
Yeah.
That's like, it seems like, you know what I mean? It seems like to me.
Yes.
And then of course there are like bots and non-bots and death threats that I get online and stuff like this. But like nothing has substantiated yet, obviously. So.
I'm delighted to hear that. And you and I get to chat. Alex, thanks so much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you very much.